Hi, my name's Rose Shaw, and I've been doing some story times with y'all, past life memories, and oh, a lot of different spiritual stuff. But give me a second here. I'm still not good at this part. Let's see if that will do it. There you go. I uh, I have one past life I remember a lot of, and I'll go over that one with you. It's an Egyptian life actually. I uh, I remember being a little boy, 6, 7 years old, and I was sold to the court, king's court, whoever the king was. I could probably find out if I really tried. Uh, I was brought up by the priests. I was made a eunuch at about 7 and taught to be the priest for the court, the Egyptian court that the king ruled. Uh, in my late teens, the king married his younger sister, and she did not like me at all because I didn't like her because she was taking away power from the priests. And my goal in life at that point was to kill the queen. Well, uh, I remember a lot of things in that life, and my cruelty as I got older was beyond compare because I knew that would bring me more power. And that was my goal in that life, was to be a very powerful priest for the king. Because I could get the king to do stuff, and I couldn't get the queen to do stuff. So I tried to poison the queen to kill her. And she proceeded to live and arrested me. I was tortured, and I don't know if all of you ever saw the movie Mummy where he was buried alive. I was buried alive in that life. And it was a horrible way to die. I earned every second of it. I was evil incarnate and just wanted more power. So she kind of took care of that. I remember this necklace that I wore. It was a sign of my power. I almost had a tattoo made of it one time, but it was all gold, and it came down like the sun in stripes. But whenever you laid down, all these would back into each other like bullet shells, but they would back up into each other. That was a sign of position and power. And I remember that. I hand drew it one time a long time ago. I was very proud of it because it made me a powerful priest. It was a horrible way to die. It really was. But I earned it. I earned that one big time. But that is one of the ones I could probably search back in far enough and find it to find out who I was. But I have no names attached to these lives, or at least if I did, I don't remember them anymore. Uh, Another life was I was a female, and I married like my cousin best friend, and he proceeded to do stupid stuff and got himself killed by falling off a mountain he climbed. And we buried him. Me and a neighbor buried him. But I was pregnant at the time in that life, and I was only like 16, 17. And I had the baby that winter, a little boy. And he died after childbirth. Basically, we froze to death and starved to death and all that. Well, I made it through, and come spring, I dug down to my husband and I put the baby on his chest and reburied him. I remember that in that life. Then, this is more like the pilgrim time, I guess, somewhere around that. It feels like it was here in the country. Uh, I was what they called a hedge witch. People came to me for formulas and cures and fix broken legs and birth babies and get medicine. Well, the head of the mayor, I'll call him, of the community decided I was still young and pretty enough that he wanted to have me. So I fought him tooth and nail, and then I cursed him. I cursed him so he'd never get another hard on and rape anybody ever again. Well, about a month later, he came and killed me. Well, he arrested me, put it that way, because he couldn't get a hard on anymore. He thought that curse worked real well. I did too. Uh, they tried to drown me as a witch, but the thing is, my husband, cousin, whatever you want to call it, had taught me how to swim. So I didn't drown. I couldn't drown. I knew how to hold my breath. And so since I wouldn't drown, they burnt me. So that was my dying of a witch in America life. So I'm gonna cut that off, and I'll make another announcement here in a few days. I'm having some medical tests that are determining some things for sure, and we'll have to go from there. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, Hans.